That's none of my problem, but that's a little bit of history of what went on.
Order and stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Approval of agenda.
Move to approve.
Support?
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Same. Motion carries. Approved minutes from October 23rd.
Move to approve.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved bills, accounts payable dated November 13th, regular $155,492.78, EFTs 81,804.24 for a total of $237,297.02.
I would move to approve, however, we have another accounts payable that's not on here.
There is an error on the agenda. There should be one from October 29th on there
Where's it at?
for, I'm gonna have to discuss that with who prepared it, but for October 29th, accounts payable is $282,190.23.
Now, October what?
29th.
So we don't even have that in front of us, so,
I think you do. I do anyway.
oh, it just got left off.
It got
They
left
got
off
left
the,
off.
the agenda, yes.
When I looked
We have.
at it, that line was
I
highlighted.
see it
saying
now, I got
updated. And it
Ten
should have-
29.
You should have 10/29, 11/12, and 2 for 11/12.
Yeah.
I don't,
That's 11/13.
That's a lot.
he doesn't have 10/29. Did you make these up this morning?
Wait a minute.
Wait a
No.
minute, wait,
I might have
over here.
two. I might have two of them. There we
The
go.
clerk
Okay,
does it
we
when
found
she
it.
does
Yep.
the APs.
Sorry.
Okay, that's
Your business.
nope, not a problem. I didn't see it.
Hey, you need to put me way over there.
Bob, which needs to or what?
CE&A professional services, a post-accident drug test. Do we have an accident?
We had an individual back into a car, and so we had to, they went over the $500, accident cost or
Right,
cost, and so
right.
we sent them down just to make sure everything's good.
Sure.
It was a minor, fender bender, no injuries, no.
Property damage, $1,000 you paid to McChrystia,
That's our deductible.
but that happened back on
This is,
3/21 and 24?
it was a hit line during a ditch and deburm,
Oh,
and that's
Takes a while for it to get through
Okay.
the
to even,
system.
sometimes it takes a year for them to even bill us, and then I send it to insurance.
and bright speed must be high fiber cable, because evidently it was kind of expensive.
It is fiber.
That's a cheap one, that's cheap.
And that was a cheap one,
Mhm.
really,
Because
and,
there will be another.
oh, there will be another, okay. Do we not get Miss Big out there first, or do they
Yes, we
not bury them deep enough, or?
That can be a little bit of everything, it could be
Okay.
not very deep enough, could be, they didn't actually dig, to actually locate it. I don't know, each one's different, so I'd have
Each
to look
one's
at each.
different, but you look into that and you
Sometimes
follow
it's
up.
like scuffing the deep berm off and right there's the cable, cause it's like that far underneath the.
So do we have to pay for that then?
We usually try to fight McChrystal fights
Okay,
those.
okay,
but
and that,
McChrystal's really good at it.
okay,
If they think they can fight it,
Okay.
they're pretty good about it.
alright,
And they've got it lowered,
okay,
it was
Yeah.
less of that.
but we still pay our deductible
Yeah,
regardless.
either way, it's $1,000 deductible.
But ultimately our premium's less if they get them lowered, because we're kind of
Or
self-insured.
if we don't hit them.
Well, but what I'm saying is
Yes.
when you,
Yes.
yeah, alright, anyway,
Jerry,
So I don't think we have a motion to pay any of these bills yet, do we?
I didn't think so.
Yeah, well, so I would move that we pay the October 29th bills of 282, was it 129?
190.23.
Okay, and then the November 13th bills of $237, $297.02.
Support.
Any discussion?
Now, I need a little time to look them over.
Overhead door repairs, were those just normal wear and tear? They're only two, but the
Yeah.
two of them, $100 and $125.
I want to say that was just a minor maintenance kind of thing. Our guys can't do those. I don't wanna mess with those springs.
Okay, State of Michigan, we paid them back $70,000.
As a pay estimate for, what was the Concord hearing
Right.
and, yep, so,
How does that work?
so we are responsible for a certain percentage.
Okay.
So when they submit a pay estimate,
Mm-hmm.
which is when Heather submits a pay estimate for everything that was done, then the state bills us our portion, our percentage of.
So it's just not netted off of theirs then?
No.
Okay. Okay. And so there must be a match, 10% match or something on that federal.
Most federal aid are 10%.
10%, okay. Werther Brothers, barricade panels, did we buy some new ones or something?
Those are the class, we call them class 2 barricade, they're the folding ones that they're like a tripod that just fold up.
Okay.
We bought a pallet for them because apparently we've never had any here, they make them out of wood and then prop signs up on them, I'm like, no, let's just go buy some.
Time.
Okay,
So it's got reflective markings and they're plastic so that they're not, the side panels are plastic, the supports are steel.
okay.
Just easier to.
What is our annual charge for diamond maintenance program?
The diamond maintenance.
Diamond is gonna be the
Sign shop?
mower.
Trap tech.
No,
Oh,
Track Tech
Track
is the
Tech,
sign
okay.
shop
That's-
program.
Yep, the program and stuff for the sign shop to cut and make.
Oh, yeah,
All
yeah.
the signs, the new signs and
Yep,
stuff. That's
okay,
the program for that,
Alright.
it's an annual.
alright.
Auto insurance, $100, Commissioner's bond, Godfrey. I thought we had bond insurance through our McChrystal.
No, you each have a bond insurance, a different bond than your own. His is about to expire, so we got renewed. You have bond insurance, you guys each have your own bond.
Individual bond.
And so our board of directors liability is through McChrystal,
Correct.
which is different than this bond.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Who is?
We go through more insurance,
I do remember going down there.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they have auto owners. Yes.
So I see we bought 4 new laptops.
Mhm.
Is that part of a replacement program or something that we do? And do we replace
They're like-
4 every
There's some
year?
bad ones. Not every year,
I've been trying to do the oldest and when they have issues.
Okay, and how many laptops do we have in total, do we think?
Oh, in total?
Do we have a number?
So. I'm gonna throw it out there,
Right.
I'm gonna say anywhere from about 8.
Okay, about 8.
So next year, I'm gonna shoot for some new towers,
Right.
but
if they can use a tower, we'll use a tower, but
We've
if
heard that,
not,
but some of them need the laptop to do what they do. I would assume.
does that include like seasonal?
if that's
The
in there.
seasonals wind up like the old ones that get handed down.
Right,
The-
yeah, sure.
And that's what I still do right now, like those ones are
Go to the newest and then you'll.
for, yeah.
Sure. And then very minor, Flex Bank, I see we were paying for unleaded fuel $3.29 and $3.15. In Hillsdale, it's been cheaper than that. So I don't know where they bought their fuel.
Well, it could be, because the only time the Wex card gets used is if they go to a conference or something,
Okay.
need to fill up.
That's at an actual gas station. They're
Well, that's what I figured. And I suppose it's further away than 1 tank of gas, I would hope.
And we do get discounted on the tax on it that
On
shows
that.
up on it.
Right, right, so in Hillsdale County, it'd be even less than that, but anyway, I just happened to notice that.
Are we ready to vote? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried.
No.
Separate.
Yep, yep.
one more.
Cover something, you know, yeah.
Okay. It goes back to one if you want to put it together.
I'm still not here.
Still some more to sign, I thought I had signed 3 sets. Yeah. These are done.
All right, payroll, dated November sixth, regular, 138,427.08, and November seventh, signing bonus, 102.50.
I move we pay the payroll dated November sixth and November seventh.
Support the motion.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oops. Treasury report.
Beginning cash and investment balance is $2,470,009.46. Total receipts was $819,937.68. Total on bills and payroll is $758,010.53. CD reserve for 2 trucks is $692,165.43. Ending available fund balance is $1,839,771.18. Outstanding accounts payable is a credit of $109.85.
Any questions?
I got a
Go
quick
ahead.
question. We still have a fair bit of money outstanding from townships for.
Not a fair amount, there's still some open invoices out there, but
Okay.
Well, you did say you received
I will
a
be
nice
soon-
sized check
yes.
that's not,
yeah, I guess not received it in,
Yeah.
but
but other than that, there's not a whole lot left.
not,
And just, I guess for my own clarification, with Burt Road in Ransom Township, were they gonna spread their share over 2 years and pay it all in one, or how were they gonna do
I
that?
believe it was a 2-year contract.
I think so.
Same with like, I billed for Scipio and that's the check I know I'm getting, but they had a 3-year contract for their, paper patch and chip and fog seals.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly if I see it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Public comment. Rick, you're up.
I got, I was hoping the guys would be here, but the guys did a fantastic job on Bun and Lake Wilson. I like the stone a lot better than the round pea stone. It seems to interlock and everything, and I think it's gonna help with, stopping in the intersections, you know, cause it's a little sharper and hold your tires a little bit maybe. But they guys did a nice job, real nice, and checks in the mail. It is, really it is.
There you go, you're getting
Well,
that check.
thank you.
Well, and we did what we could do on that.
Oh, that's fine, we're glad that you could do that.
Yeah.
He must have read my mind. The check's in the mail.
It is, we did it yesterday, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I got one question.
Sure.
You guys are gonna do Spring Street next year?
Uh,
I got part of the
Grant or
smaller,
something?
yep.
Man, that road doesn't need anything. I drive that every single day, multiple times. That's a good road.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, we only have so many roads that fall into the small urban bucket,
Yeah,
so those are probably gonna be some decent roads, and that's where we have to spend that money.
yeah,
So,
that's federal, isn't it?
It's federal dollars.
Yeah.
so,
okay.
It's
I
only
mean,
it's only 0.35 miles is all.
yeah.
I know, it's not the cost, it's the,
Yeah,
Could we put that money somewhere else where it needs to be spent?
Yeah, like
But
Bacon.
unfortunately, we can't.
Bacon.
But it can't, it's gotta go on a small urban road.
I understand, but
Yeah.
that's all part of that small urban.
If we don't use it, somebody else is gonna, you know, so we might as well make ours as good as possible.
we had a few roads that I looked at and I opted out on them. Maybe those would be a better, they were all small roads.
But are they in the urban area? I guess, I don't know what.
There's urban boundaries that the state makes, as long as they're in that, then,
Isn't all Hillsdale Township urban roads?
No.
only like
Except
the
for
city,
Bacon, huh?
mainly just the city, your city limits basically, some of them extend a little bit, but that's basically your city limits. The township is much bigger than the city.
Okay. Okay, that's all I got.
That's the rules.
So essentially, by definition, the township isn't considered small urban.
Emery?
No,
Would that be right, Bob?
Yes.
Yeah. So nothing in Hillsdale Township would qualify for that money.
Well, Spring Street.
There's a few that, like I said, some of the urban boundaries are just a little bigger than the city
Okay.
because they've expanded them this past year. That incorporated a couple other roads, but not many.
no, anything that's designated a truck route would qualify for federal money.
But not smaller.
Not
No,
small.
not small urban.
That'd be your normal RTF.
Yeah, that's another fund, rural transportation.
And that's where we're doing like Concord, Herring, Jonesville, Territorial, you know, all those kind of roads are fall under that.
Is the federal aid.
You got any plans on doing Bacon? From city limits to,
They just did,
now, you guys did,
no, I'm talking about, they just did the, Pacer rates.
But we're out there doing them right now.
Yeah.
Other than I know we've got a culvert that we gotta work on, I don't know if we have road work.
So are you talking about the west side of the city, going west on Bacon, or the east side?
from city limits to Bond or Lake Wilson?
Going west.
Yes. You guys keep patching it, it just keeps getting uglier and uglier, so.
Well, we got a lot of those, we got.
Hopefully some of this new funding will come through, we can do some more of that. I'm not gonna count my chickens until they hatch.
That's right. I've had a lot of questions on that. And, the bad part about it is there's no money, additional monies to the townships.
Extra one.
This new funding that's coming down is for the road commissions and under the Michigan Transportation Fund. On secondary roads, we have to do a cost share.
Right.
And so there's no additional monies to townships for the cost share, it's just gonna come to us
right now.
right
So
now.
that's part of the whole funding thing, is to make a chunk of that for the neighborhood roads that would not require a cost share,
There is gonna be
Yeah.
money in there for that?
as long as it comes through.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
that's,
being proposed.
Yes.
it's being proposed now.
So it'll be a portion of it, but it'll help us anyway.
Well, I don't know as if the township would be opposed to chipping in on that.
Okay.
Because that's our
Mhm. And that's-
main road coming in and out.
That's actually the wording on this new neighborhood road funding, is it takes away the mandatory requirement to match
Of the cost share?
of the cost share, but it still says they can, and everybody kinda understands that, yes, we'll get a little bit to help doing that, but in order to get any significant projects done, it's gonna take a match, and that's how that's gonna get on the books, is to get that match, then we can do it. Without the match, we'll do little things, but it's still gonna take a match for most places to get anything significant
A
done.
50-50 match or?
That that's gonna be a board that I'll bring to them shortly. But,
It sounds like at the earliest, that new money won't start to roll until maybe June or July.
yeah, I was thinking at least June.
Yeah.
So at that point, we can kinda see what happens, and we can readjust and do an amendment or whatever.
But
Until then, and you'll see that when we get to our budget stuff later on, I'm projecting a status quo right now, until we get to that.
I think we have to be safe and
You got
do
it.
that.
You got
And the marijuana money will be held up because of the lawsuit.
it. Okay. And so just so you know, the Bacon Road is a primary road, and so that's all on us anyway. You wouldn't have to match that no matter what.
Oh, state road.
No, it's a county road.
Primary.
County
Primary,
primary.
yep.
I know we don't have to, but we might be able to.
Okay, well, we will gladly
And
take
I'm only
any
one
help.
of 5, so.
Understand. But we can keep that on the radar.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Manager's comment.
All right, well, y'all got a copy of my update, so if you got any questions?
That's not your update.
It says here it's assistant, man.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's the one from the
Okay.
superintendent.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll just go down some of these here. I'll start with the superintendent one. For the ditch and deburn projects, we're pretty much wrapped up on everything other than hydro seeding on Blackbridge, and we still are working on Gilmore. And once we get that one done, that wraps up all the outstanding projects that were out there for 23 and 24.
Wow.
And so we didn't take any new ditch and deburn in 25, so when we meet with the townships, we'll see what we can do for 26. But even that's gonna be tight, I think. But anyway, that'll wrap up all the existing ones. Our paving, we did finish up skip patching McCollum Road, I think that turned out good. We finished skip patching Lilac Road, that also turned out good. For Gary, Territorial Road east of 99 should be done today.
Good.
They went out there and looked and were like, yeah, we need to do something with this.
And
Half the road sunk, and so they're gonna put a wedge on that, and
that really just appeared within the last 30 days.
this little bit of extra moisture and everything has made a couple places
This is
sink.
where?
It's on Territorial Road just east of M99.
Oh, yeah?
Just
It's in the
north of High Line.
westbound lane, like the north half of, it's not even the whole width, it's like the north half of the lane is like sunk. So, we'll see what we can do there, so that will be, they're supposed to be doing that today.
Good. Thank you.
Other than that, we've got a couple of cross cuts on tubes that we gotta redo. If we got time and material, we've got the Litchfield garage that got dug up for a new water line, I think earlier this year, that we need to try to pave in before winter. That's really gonna be a lot of handwork is what that's gonna be. It's up right up next to the building and everything. And then we got a spot at the Camden garage that is broke up to where when they're mixing and pushing the salt in, they're now starting to get chunks of asphalt, which gets in the salt and not good.
Don't need that.
So we're gonna try to heal that in with a paver patch right there too. Other than that, I think the plants are planning on closing like the 25th. And there won't be anything available after that. Let's see. We did some ditch work on 127 down by Egypt Road. That's all complete.
I see you're at, is it Gardner Road and, culvert? Putting a culvert in there.
There's a few culverts around this.
I was in that area yesterday.
Let's see, we intend to send the guys out and open up the outside garages on the 17th, that's gonna be Monday. Most all, everything's got salters on, we still have a few for like hauling gravel and that kind of thing that we haven't quite got the salters in yet. But after that, they'll be putting all them in. We did call in, I wanna say about 10 guys this last snow, 5 for the state, 5 on the hub, and just tried to take care of some slick spots that were getting called in by central dispatch. I think it worked out pretty good.
Could you list off the outside garages for me, just so I'm aware?
Camden, Litchfield, Jerome, and Waldron.
Camden, Litchfield, Jerome, Walden.
Kind of one in each corner kind of thing, and then we're in the center. Just to throw it out for I think you guys got the flyer for the Christmas dinner. Not sure what, if any, is gonna get done about the hams this year. I just wanna throw that out there to you.
We were thinking the same as last year.
Same as last year, except for we're gonna, increase the management share. Joking.
No, I was thinking that with all these dead deer
He's
along
like,
the
"You're
road,
covered,
just
Mike."
for them, give them out as
You're gonna give them deer hands? Is that what I heard? Deer hands?
deer hands.
I got enough of those at home.
Alright, so let's see, things that aren't on here, that, that one, right? We are posting for a mechanic position. We got one vacant slot for a mechanic, so we're gonna post that. We posted it internal, nobody bid on it. So it'll get posted external as soon as it can go in the paper. I believe it's gonna go until the 9th of December of accepting applications, and then we'll interview and go from there.
So we had somebody leave,
We have one mechanic bid over to be in a driver position.
I see.
But what that does is that put the driver position one up, so the next one that retires, we won't fill from the driver, and that'll put them back to the normal. And we do have one leaving the first day of January.
January
so,
2nd.
Retiring.
Yes.
Do we have a rate of pay for mechanic?
Yes,
It's in the contract,
We do
it's in
on
the
the,
contract, $1 less vegan to the probation.
I wanna say it's 20, I got it right here.
I hand them all the contracts.
Who's retired?
Oh, okay.
So it is
I'll tell you.
2749.
27.49, and for the probationary period, they'll be down $1. But then
That's 6 or 8 months,
10.
10.
And then on top of that, they would also be able to get, if they got any of the state certifications, they can get that too.
Additional.
Anything up to and including 480 is if they have all the certifications and a state heavy master mechanic and a auto master mechanic.
Did you say up to $4?
What's that?
You said up to $4?
Well, it'd be another 480 total.
Okay.
If
They
they have
have
all
all
the certs
certifications.
and the state cert for the master. Let's see. The Hartley Road Bridge is one of the bridges that we had submitted for. It's in very rough shape. It's a 10-ton rated bridge right now, and there's a ton of people going over it with more than 10 tons. Which means our trucks can't even go over it, so we'll have to work out a route for that. There's a hole in the side of it that, like, along the, I'm not sure whether it's which direction it is, but it's a pretty good hole, it goes right straight through, and Scott Civil's saying as a minimum, we need to look at putting what they call delineators coming off of the guardrail, so that basically will, I'm not sure if they're bolted to the guardrail or somehow bolted to the deck, but to keep people from driving on that section, as a very bare minimum, if not close it. Because right now, we can't limit who's going across it, and they're going over with more than 10 tons. Same with, I think the state came in and on Hog Creek, they said if we can't control the traffic, to close it. Well, I can't say that we can control the traffic. Hog Creek was, I think, down to 7, this one's at 10, but with this new area, this, I don't know if it'd even be considered a 10-ton bridge now. So we'll be looking at that and seeing if we have to close it, that's a significant.
Well, you know, for those of you who don't understand where this bridge is, it's a bridge that goes across the St. Joe River at an intersection of 2 roads.
Over the river.
Yeah, the bridge is directly over the river. And that will create considerable problems if we have to close it. So this hole, is there any way that's patchable?
They've tried to patch, there's a couple different issues with it. They tried to patch one because of the cold weather, it delaminated and popped out, so they can't do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
The other hole, there's no way they can do it in this kind of weather, and so that is another option, is it could be closed for the winter and possibly addressed in the spring and try to patch them up and reopen it until possibly funding, because hopefully that's one of the bridges that'll get funded for the 29 build. But we're still looking at 29 before that bridge could possibly get reconstructed.
What about a steel plate over the hole?
They don't normally do that.
Well,
Good
just because we
idea.
don't normally do it, is it
Well, that's
feasible?
that's not an engineered, you can't,
Structural,
yeah, it's just,
you're just.
that's a,
Band-Aid.
I guess,
Well,
I would call that a hipster building.
asphalt filling in a hole that pops back out
It is an asphalt, it's an epoxy pour concrete, and that's the problem, the cold weather didn't let it, I guess, adhere to it, and so it delaminated and popped out. It's not asphalt, and there's one impression in the center of the bridge, basically, and that's what they're trying to fix with that. On the side of the bridge, it's just a flat hole that goes, I don't know, I can show you some pictures of it, it's like, it doesn't look good.
Kathy,
Okay.
this isn't
But
World War II, and the CDs aren't gonna come out and put Marston matting down, so
Yeah, a steel plate is not a engineered.
But you know, it seems to me like we ought to do everything we can to keep it open.
I agree with that to a certain extent, but we still have a liability of if you allow people to drive over it, and it's only a 10-ton, 20,000 pounds.
Mhm.
Our 1-tons loaded with something is pushing that. Every piece of farm equipment that goes across that is well exceeding that.
Well, I wouldn't say every piece.
Well, 20,000 pounds isn't much.
Okay,
It's not every piece.
okay, what about the workaround? Is it that far out of their way to work around it? It looks like there's a lot of paved roads.
There is, but it's just, it's inconvenient and.
I mean, I know it's inconvenient, but
Okay, you go
it's
to
the
the,
safety.
okay, so you come west out of Waldron to, Likely Road.
Yep,
All right, so you would go north and cross this bridge at Hartley and Likely, all right? If you go south, the first road you come to going south only goes west, which is Buckeye Road. It's gravel, and you go through the Maple Swale Swamp.
right, you have to go down Territory Road to hit a paved road. But if you go north out of Waldron, you could go north out of Waldron and hit Camden Road and not come west. So you have 2 mile, the people who live 2 miles from Waldron on Center Road are the ones that are affected. And I don't know how many people those are, I'm not familiar with.
But you got people on Hartley both east and west of this intersection. If you close The bridge.
It would significantly close off both roads.
So you're talking 2 miles though, well, maybe a little more, but isn't that 2 mile
You talk about a
inconvenience?
school bus, you talk about a fire truck, you talk about an ambulance.
The school buses and fire trucks should not be going across that bridge at all.
When you think of,
They're too heavy, so they already can't go across them. I'm just saying, it's not.
I don't think a school bus weighs 20,000
Yes,
pounds.
a school bus is heavy, especially when you got 52 kids on it.
I don't know what the weight is.
School buses and garbage trucks are one of the heavier pieces that go on the roads.
Four-wheel
That's
drive
a big-
articulated tractor.
Pardon?
Four-wheel drive articulated tractor.
I don't disagree with that.
I just brought this up because we're gonna have to deal with it. I
Right,
wanted to let you guys know that's going. We're gonna have to come up with what we feel is a good game plan and come back to say.
Okay, so you're coming up with a game plan and
Yes.
gonna come back.
Yes.
I still like the steel plate.
I don't disagree. I made the statement, do everything we can to keep it open.
Right.
If an engineer will sign off on it,
Right.
I'm okay too.
Well, but the problem still remains, how do you keep, like, if ambulances and school buses are using it and they're over the limit, how do you keep them off of it? I mean, I get that, and what is that plan? Because ultimately, if somebody were to fall through and or have a problem there, that's gonna be a much bigger deal than the complaints we have about having to go around.
Correct.
And there are signs on it right now limiting it to 10 tons.
Yeah.
Every single driver should know what their vehicle weighs.
So what does a normal car weigh? How many ton? I don't know that.
A car, probably
Cars pick up
4,000 pounds.
4,000,
2 to 3,
5,000 maybe
4,
max.
depending on the size. A pickup truck's about 6.
Normal vehicles that people drive every day are fine.
Right.
Even probably up to our 1 tons, even those are like 14 to 16,000 pounds.
Yep.
When you start hitting over that is when.
When you got a load on it.
Especially if you get 2 of them to meet the middle.
Well, as a bare minimum, it's gonna have to get closed in with the delineators to at least get them away from that hole. That's gonna have to happen. If we can narrow it down to a 1 lane, that'll help, but that 1 lane still only can hold that ton. Max.
So, your comment about, this funding won't come through until 29. The gal I sat beside from Ingham County at the meeting in Branch County, afterwards, she showed me the bridges that had either have already been approved or will be approved here in December. And that bridge is on the list, and she told me that funding would be available in 28.
Different bridge.
It's
No,
the same bridge,
We're
but
talking
that
about
was,
the same bridge.
okay, but that was because we submitted it as a reconstruct. So basically fixing it. MDOT weighed in and said, that's not a good fix or a good spend for our money trying to fix it. It needs to be replaced. And so MDOT is saying you need to pull the request for this year and resubmit it next year for a total reconstruct. And it'll probably get funded next year as a total reconstruct because of the scoring of it. And if you close it, it gets even higher scoring. But right now, the only funding that could be available this year, and they haven't assigned it to it, is if you did a repair, not a reconstruct. Because that was one of the 3 bridges that we submitted.
Yeah.
Sounds like, well, we did get Likely.
Yeah.
Sounds like we'll probably get Morganville with the new neighborhood road fund. This could have been funded under a repair, but like I said, MDOT's saying that's not worth, that's, because they gotta put money into it too. They're like, we don't wanna waste our money into that for a bridge that's not gonna last as long as, if you wait another year, it could last 50 to 75 years versus 20. So that's their weighing into.
Okay, I just wanna bring this to your attention.
Can I ask one question first before you go there? So the Likely Road Bridge, is that right there where the Hartley Road Bridge is as
It's
well?
north of it, about a quarter of a mile.
So it's right in this intersection?
Not far.
Okay, that's what, I'm just trying to picture.
So-
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
That's,
Likely got funded.
but that's, so I just wanna bring this up. There are 2 houses on Likely Road between the intersection of Hartley and Likely and the Likely Road Bridge that needs to be replaced. So if you close the intersection at Hartley and Likely and you take out
Work
that
on the
bridge
bridge.
on Likely Road, where are those people gonna do
It'll
it?
have to get addressed.
They're
We'll have
gonna
to
have
figure
to
it
We'll
out.
have to figure it out. And he hasn't brought back the plan yet, so
Yeah.
there's no sense in getting too,
Yeah, we can what if this all
right,
day long,
right,
but
until he
no-
has a plan, then.
Yep.
And they're aware that that bridge being replaced, so that should be part of what has to happen.
So the
Time.
Likely Road Bridge, is that gonna have to wait until 28 to get replaced, or can
Yes.
that be replaced before
The
then?
funding for that is 28. Now, I guess there's a caveat to that. We could replace it early on our dime and then get refunded in 28, but we don't have the money for that.
Cause I take it these are gonna be not $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. It's
Oh,
gonna
it'll be like $1 million or $2 million.
That
Yeah.
Likely Road Bridge won't be $1 million.
Okay. Well, I guess I'd have to see what the package we submitted, but I'm sure Heather will be texting me here in a second.
There's
to
no
tell me
way
what
it
is.
should be $1 million. It's a little dinky bridge,
Okay, but so was Hog Creek and so was Elm and so was,
but they weren't $1 million.
but, okay. I'll see.
Were
Gary.
they, were they $1 million?
Gary, I will get you.
What's the,
Right, right. So,
And just for other gee whizzes, a school bus is 33,000 pounds.
so that's that's 33 ton,
No,
No,
33,000.
so it's 13,000.
So it's 13,000 over.
13,000, so a ton is 2,000 pounds.
Right,
That's what I got. Again, it's been a while since I've had to deal with tons, so, okay.
A little over 15, maybe
Okay.
18.
All right. And that's an empty school bus.
Probably.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
And-
Darn it.
And that is another issue with those bridges is that they're still local roads, and so they'll require a match from the township. Now, it'll require like a 5% match because it's a 90%, 90-10, so we'll take 5, they'll take 5 for that other, so it's not much, but we still have to get a contract from the townships to do those.
So do we have any kind of an estimate on the Hartley Road Bridge, since we're gonna have to, since we can't rebuild it?
Likely Road is estimated at 1.6 million.
That little dinky bridge on Likely Road,
Yes, Gary?
Now, is that because like the Hog Creek Bridge, we could do a timber bridge and these bridges aren't gonna be timber bridges?
Okay,
Is that
it's-
part of the issue?
As part of it is because, like Hog Creek was a timber bridge, we could do it.
Okay,
This is gonna be a concrete structure that a contractor has to do. You gotta go by Davis Bacon wages and
okay.
all that adds to it. It's not
It's
just us
also-
building the bridge.
Also, it's on the St. Joe River, correct?
Well, that doesn't.
just the big one. This little bridge is not on the St. Joe River.
But it's still, that's what it is.
But it's a concrete, they're both concrete bridges.
I believe so.
And we can't replace them with a timber bridge because of the size of them, is that the case, or?
Usually, but again, they go through federal aid and the bridge bundling,
Right,
there's certain requirements that get put
right,
on them.
right.
And it's not as simple as doing a timber bridge.
right. And we don't wanna substitute doing a timber bridge, because then that's all on us versus getting some federal aid. If we did a timber bridge, they wouldn't pay for it down the road because we didn't build it to their specs. Cause you said the one bridge, if we did it, we might be able to submit it and get reimbursed. But if you don't do it their way,
Yes, exactly.
you wouldn't get reimbursed
Exactly.
anyway.
So.
It makes no
that's-
sense. I'll just say this, I'm gonna say this. You're gonna disagree with me, but there's no way that little Likely Road Bridge should cost $1.6 million to replace.
Okay, Gary, we've got the stuff that was submitted by the engineer's estimate. That's what it is.
Okay,
It's not nearly as big of a stream as the Camden Road Bridge that we replaced with a timber bridge that cost about $300,000.
If you wanna pay for the whole thing, then you likely could probably look at that. But if you wanna pay for 160,000 split 2 ways, that's the way you go. And the government pays for the rest.
That's the problem, it's the funding.
and you do get a heftier bridge
Yeah, that's a 50 to 75-year bridge
versus,
versus probably a 30 to 40.
right, so, again, when you look at the longevity, I know that longevity will probably exceed
Oh, yeah.
what you will see, but still, we do have to look at what's best for the future, not just what's best in the
It just
present.
boggles my mind that it will cost $1.6 million to replace that little dinky bridge. And if I were to take all of you down there and drive across it, you would agree with me.
But Gary, the Trip Road Bridge, I'm just getting.
I was gonna just bring that up.
The Trip Road Bridge in the Nations was over $1 million. That wasn't that big of a bridge. The Hartley Road Bridge that's in question is $2.5 million.
Mhm.
Bridges are not a cheap.
I understand that.
I said, I had the same thing there when
All right,
I did Trip
so-
Road Bridge. I said, there ain't no way that can cost $1 million. But
$1 million doesn't.
in order to get it in, we had to go with the state, 1.2 million.
Yep.
That's been probably 8-10 years ago that we did that.
What was the one on Lake Pleasant Road at Lake Bel Air? That was.
Okay, so anyway, more will come
Yes.
with
Yep.
More,
Moving
yeah.
along, moving
Moving
right
along.
along.
to one of Kathy's issues, the dirt pile on Lampier. So we went and met with
You've got an
the,
issue?
Actually, it's not technically on Lanphier, it's on the cross street, but.
it's on both,
It's at the corner.
Almeida and.
Yes, yes.
It's on both have to get moved.
Yes.
So anyway, went out and met with the property owner and his excavation contractor. They agreed that, yes, they can and will move the dirt. He was supposed to start any time. I would go by it this morning, he hadn't yet. They're gonna move, and what we came up with is the existing ditch line that you go up the road to the next house. It's kind of just it comes off the road and makes a swale for the ditch, it goes underneath their driveway. The back side of that ditch line is 13 foot off the edge of pavement. And so I told them the minimum, the bottom of their berm needs to be at least 13 foot off the edge of pavement with that same swale, or up to 20 foot, because that's technically what the right of way would go out to 20 foot. We have plenty of banks around it, I don't think that's gonna hurt anything, as long as he gets it to the 13 foot with this normal swale in it. He's gonna come down Alameda, turn, also the same stuff on Lampier. He's gonna have to saw cut his new concrete driveway. We're gonna give them the tube, then they're gonna concrete it back in at their cost. Then us and them, between the two of us, will make that same swale on down the road. We're gonna have to address the next house down, because they don't have a tube, or else they've buried it. Once it goes underneath that, it'll get to the cross tube that takes it up, across and down towards the lake. So they agreed to cut the concrete, replace the concrete, we'll give them the tube, and move all the dirt, and put the swale in.
I didn't even realize that was a problem. Their concrete retaining wall was evidently not in the right of way.
Oh,
and
no,
was not a
that's
problem.
well out of the way.
Yeah, and that's what I thought.
Where's this at?
But they did slope the road, or the dirt right down to the road on Alameda on the
Yes.
far side. And so we told them that's gonna have to get swelled out too, which will make it a little bit different on there.
West of the Legion in Hillsdale.
You know where Bildner is? That's Lampier.
Okay.
It's, so you go on Lampier and it's the next road is
The next
Alameda.
corner.
And it's that property owner moved dirt because they're redoing that house. And it's the corner of Lampier and Alameda.
And there's significant dirt there.
Yes,
Well, they built a brand new house.
no,
And it's
no, they bought a house, they refurbished, they redid it, they added an addition, but they moved dirt and they piled it up. I thought the dirt was gonna disappear, and now so I mentioned it to Bob because I saw that they kind of changed the dirt pile and they have seeded in, so that told me they weren't moving that dirt. And so I said, is that in our right of way, and do we have a problem with where they had it? And
Yes.
they had dirt around the stop sign, part of that dirt pile. And
Yeah.
I am just amazed that whoever did that thought that was okay. And I didn't even realize they didn't put a cross tube underneath that concrete driveway and that they needed one. I was just amazed at
At the
dirt.
time, it looks flat, but water's still gotta get there somehow.
Right,
It's gotta come around that corner,
right,
and it's gonna go over that
Right.
drive.
yeah,
And that's the problem with the one farther down, right now it's going over and washing gravel out into the road.
right.
We'll have to put a tube in that also to get it to.
So have you talked to the property owner again?
Oh, yeah, we met with the owner and the excavator, and they were all, the owner was kinda not happy, but he wasn't, the excavator was like, yep, we can do this, we'll take care of it, and he was explaining to the property owner what he would do, and so we walked away The tube and everything won't get done until spring. So we won't have a saw cut that until spring. But he said he will move the dirt
prior to that.
now before it freezes up.
So is there any conversation, if he's an excavator and does this, that why it was ever done that way in the first place, knowing what he knows about
I
it?
think he knew he was gonna have to move it. And if you go in the inside and look where they landscaped and
Right.
like seed and mulch,
Right,
they didn't do that top of the berm or the backside isn't
Okay.
done like that. I think he knew they were gonna have to take that out.
okay.
But I
Okay.
think it might have been, oh, we're gonna leave it until spring, or
Okay.
we'll leave it till somebody complains. I don't know.
Let's see
But-
what, yeah, let's leave it and see
Yeah.
what happens. and
But they were
then-
very, I would have to say they were very open
Okay,
to
well, good,
fixing it, and
perfect.
now that's on the radar, it'll. All right, let's see here, our new fuel pumps are scheduled to start getting put in on Monday the 17th. They say it'll take them 2 to 3 weeks to install the whole thing, and then it sounded like a week or two later, because they'll put all the footers and the casings and everything for the canopy in, and then when the canopy is completely built and shipped, then they'll just put the canopy on a couple weeks later.
So while they're putting in the new fuel pumps, we can still use them? Or how's that working?
Probably not.
So where are you gonna get your fuel pump?
We can go to the outlying garages, and we can use Briner, and the 2 places that we can actually go.
In town, you can
fuel.
go there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna rent a temporary tank or anything? Okay,
They're gonna try to keep that as limited time frame as when you can't use them, because it's more so for the concrete work.
right.
But, so they said the whole thing should take them, they were saying 2 weeks, I'm saying 2 to 3, you never know.
Okay.
And then we do have tanks at the outlying garages, and all the guys will be at the outlying garages, so that's taken,
That takes a lot of it off.
it's taken
Okay.
half of the
Okay.
trucks there. So it'll help, and then we'll make sure everything's full beforehand and fill up everything we can beforehand.
Okay.
Do what we can do. The M99 stump drain is open, as I'm sure all of you have seen, just one
That
of
was
those.
my next thing I was gonna talk about. I had a guy that said he drove that and it goes like this, he said. Has anybody drove it?
I drove it a couple of hours.
It's got a little bit of a whoop in it, I think, but nothing that
Yeah, I didn't think it was
shut me.
significant.
But if there's something needs to get done there, they need to probably contact either Matt and or MDOT to.
We got lots of county roads that are a lot worse than that.
Yeah, but that's a main,
Yes,
that's a.
you
main
wouldn't
road.
want, especially a brand new crossing there,
Right.
you wouldn't want it.
Are you saying there's a dip? you said whoop, I don't know what a whoop is. Is that a
It's
dip?
kinda,
He claims it goes like a wave, it's got like a wave in it. I haven't drove it.
they
I
may
don't
need
know.
to next spring put it, or a cap on it, I don't know, but.
That's what I asked, that's what I came to the conclusion was, are they completely done with it? I mean, if they gotta do another lift on it.
I was told they were done, and I think Kevin, when he talked to Matt told him they were done. Now, that's really gonna be up to MDOT for, like, their warranty work kind of.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
but do we, as the road commission, need to talk to MDOT that there's an issue there, and that we think there's an issue for them to come back and look at?
If we think it's that bad, but, like,
So
I
is it-
drove it, and it was like, okay, is it good workmanship? Probably not, but is it,
Well, now's the
MDOT's
time
not-
to get it
but
fixed.
that's up to MDOT, not us.
Yeah, that doesn't-
Well, I know it's up to MDOT, but if we don't say anything, they're gonna say fine. We have to make the conversation, I think.
We'll say something to Chris, but
I mean, if they come back and say no, then, but we did our due diligence to say, hey, that's a main road.
Chris
We
told-
expect flat, that's not done right, let's fix it.
I mean, they re-concreted 127 in Jackson, south of 94, and every section of that goes all the way down the road. If your wheelbase is a certain length, you feel it all the way down the road.
Well, again, I'm not in charge of that one, I'm in charge of this
Well,
one.
I'm sure Chris will drive it.
So
If he
I
hasn't
think it should be
already.
on our radar to say, hey, does this need to be fixed?
While we're on that project, those of us who live down there feel that the state needs to put some money in to repave the 1 mile of Burt Road and the 1 mile of Bird Lake Road that was the bypass or while they were working on this. Both
We can go around those and see what
Both of those miles are in a lot worse shape today than they were before the detour was put in place. And it's especially bad right at the corner of Bird Lake and Bird,
Yes.
where the
that's
semis were
bad.
making those turns. There needs to be a considerable strip of new blacktop to go both directions there.
Okay. That we can easily work on. We can make a suggestion on the other. Let's see. Just, you know, Kurt, I think I've talked to you before, and I think you even authorized up to $50,000 for, to get a high reach. That's fell through a couple times because they're at that range, it's a used one, and so like even one we're looking at right now just got sold, so we missed it. But they are up looking at one right now in Battle Creek that's like a 2017 with 90,000 miles on it, and it's in that price range, probably lower 40s. So as long as you're still okay with going with the 50,000 that you said we could do before, I'll continue. Do we need to make a new?
Do you got money in your budget?
Fairly, yes.
You have money in your budget?
I didn't like the giggle.
You approved it with no money in the budget?
No, we approved it back then, but he has
Oh.
spent more money, so do you still have money in the budget?
I'm okay with buying this one. I'm not gonna probably buy a whole lot until we know where we stand.
Correct,
Okay,
but we need that bucket truck.
If ours
A
goes
bucket
down,
truck.
which it wound up blowing a hydraulic fitting or something the other day, and luckily they were able to fix it easy, and
The guys didn't get.
now they get stuck up there.
so I don't think we need a new motion as long as it comes in under $50,000.
I think it will. It'll probably be in the lower 40s. But,
Right.
all right. But they're out looking at it now, and I'll know. Let's see. Okay, on to Heather's stuff.
On the heather.
Yeah, two at
What
that
year?
same price. I'm not gonna do one.
What year is that old bucket truck?
It's a 2017.
I mean, the old one.
Oh,
1802.
it's a 1996.
It's old.
Yeah, I know, it was
Something like
a
that.
DPU truck, before the county bought
That's
it.
young.
Yeah. Until you're 70 foot up in the air and depending on that thing.
Yeah,
Then,
oh,
then
yeah,
you
yeah,
kinda want
no
a
doubt.
newer one.
So do you give the guy a parachute?
Oh, there you go.
No,
Just a
no,
rope.
Wrap 'em in,
you coil a rope up in the bottom of the bucket.
oh, I was gonna say you wrap them in bubble wrap.
No, you coil a rope up in the bottom of the bucket truck.
Maybe all three.
Maybe all three.
Nothing's really changed on the Buckeye Road and the Somerset Road structures there. We're still working with CEI and Eagle for them. Let's see, Albright was trying to work on one of the bridges, Lilac, and that also got hampered by the cold weather, so they'll come back and try to get that in the spring. I believe she was gonna look at it, but I believe the pavement markings actually will be finished either today or tomorrow. She thinks it's done now, but she hasn't got the final thing yet. That's where the Bacon Road, east of Waldron, that's a culvert that we're gonna try to replace this week or first part of next week. Frontier Road south of Burt Road culvert that's another one that's on a county drain that we should be able to work under the Drain Commissioner's authority. The tubes actually came in the, looks like the 4400 range for Cadillac, for the actual tube, and then our guys can do it.
And that's if the township signs a contract.
No, that is, we got a contract for that too.
Just my comment, I would think they would sign it. They've been wanting to have this done for 2 or 3 years.
Probably, but we finally got it all lined up, got the quotes, got it run through the Drain Commission, so hopefully we can handle that one. Pays rating, we already started, we did the west side already, And then we'll be going out with, doing the east side with the region rep, because that's the side that we actually have to do. You know, every year you gotta do half of your system. We're gonna try to do them all, every year, so that we got some current stuff for not only our system, but the local system too, so that when we meet with the townships, they'll have a good idea.